This week I'm doing Case 39 and it is just a terrible film for so many reasons and I'm going to show you why. So Renee Zellweger is a social worker and she's been sent to this family because that little girl there has been showing signs of neglect. And they act really weird, like the mum's proper freaky and the dad won't talk to her and they're just giving creepy stares, they're just really weird. So because they're weird, the next day they're asked to come in and they then just play happy families. So it begs the question of why were they weird to begin with? They could have just pretended there and then that they were normal, saved them the bother of coming in and now pretending to be okay.
Well, that was a silly thing to do, wasn't it?
Then Renee starts to stalk the girl, which I'm pretty sure isn't allowed, and gives her a phone number. She gets a phone call from the girl saying she can hear her parents saying they're going to kill her, but then she starts to fall asleep and she can't stop herself from falling asleep for some reason. Then the worst plan of all time ensues with the parents trying to kill the daughter by putting her in a freaking oven. That's right, an oven. They don't try and stab her, strangle her, shoot her, anything like that. No, they put her in this enormous oven. How big is that oven that it can fit a 10-year-old girl in there? Look at it, it's huge. And then they put her in all quiet like, and then they take a moment to pause and go, let's slam it and wake her up. Oh god, oh now she's awake. And because she's awake, she then kicks through it and tries to run away. But then the dad boots her, they wrap her up in sellotape, stick her back in the oven. So this flawless plan's going swimmingly until Renee and her cop friend break into the house and do this, that, and that. Also, he pimp slaps the mum as well.
What the hell's the matter with you people?
Then the little girl wants to live with Renee Zellweger, but she says,
Sweetheart, that would never be allowed.
and then when asked again, she replies,
Lily, it's impossible, I told you.
it's impossible, stop asking, you'll never live with O. Well, maybe it wasn't so impossible then. So this little Taika goes off and beats the hell out of his parents.
Slaughters would be a better word.
Oh, fine then, he slaughters his parents. Either way, they're both dead still. Turns out there was a phone call from Renee Zellweger's house to the little boy's house before he killed his parents, and they think that it's the little girl. But when asked, the little boy says it's a man. That means man. So Renee McGann gets a friend to interview the girl because she's very concerned about her ringing people up and them doing crazy shit. And through this interview, she's really weird, but she's been weird all the way through the film. Afterwards, he tells her that he felt threatened by the little girl. And then Renee starts being a bit of a douche to her. Hangover guy then receives a phone call, doesn't really make much sense. And then he goes to the bathroom and pulls a hornet out of his ear. And I mean, to say that these are the things that scare him the most, he does quite well considering. He's like batting them off himself, he's stamping on him, flushing him down the toilet. But then they're everywhere and he ends up breaking his neck. Not really what I would have done. I probably would have just left the room. But, you know, never mind. So, we can establish as an audience that it is the girl that's doing this because, you know, it's a horror film and she's a little bit creepy. But Renee Zellweger has no idea. All Renee Zellweger's character knows is that she rang up a boy who killed his family and then her mate dies after she was a little bit weird to him. That's all she's got to go on and she's already blaming this girl. Bearing in mind that Renee Zellweger's character is a social worker and should be very good with children, she thinks that this child is a murdering monster of some kind, because how could you kill someone over the phone? Which brings me to my next point, why does she kill people over the phone? So this wouldn't be such a weird thing if that was the only way that she could get to people, but it's not, because later on in the film we see that she's torturing her old parents in prison, so there's really no reason why the whole phone thing is in there. The only reason it is there is for the plot, because now they can actually find out that it's the girl ringing the places, making these people die. So without it, Renee Zellweger would just be thinking, I'm having the worst week ever. But then the phone bill comes through and then they're all like, demon, 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 demon. But I'm sure they would have figured it out without the phone thing. Another thing I'm confused about is the demon girl. Is she a demon or is she a girl? Because it doesn't really seem that she's either in this. She's either a demon or a girl. Do you really think a demon would want...
I want to go to group. I want a new dress. I want ice cream.
So is it a little girl with a demon inside her? Is it a little girl demon in a girl's body? I don't even care anymore. And now for the ending that couldn't have come faster. So when the girl demon thing is asleep, Renee covers the house with petrol and sets it on fire. Which is a great plan. But then she decides to just sit around when it's all burning around her. So that she then decides, you know what, I want to live. So she grabs a fish and leaves. Her tropical fish that are really delicate, need a certain temperature of water and all that crap. Nah, sod it, put it in a jar, berate. How was she ever in charge of children? She can't even keep a fish! So the little rascal didn't end up burning horribly in the building, and so they're left together again. So Renee's pretty much at the end of her tether. She gets into the car, the girl comes with her, and then she starts driving like a maniac. And with fire failing, she then turns to water, which is a pretty good idea, to be honest. You know, crash the car, she'll drown. She might drown, but don't matter. She don't really care anymore. After a little bit of demon battling, Renee gets out, starts swimming away. She's alright. She's home and dry. But oh my god, then a giant arm grabs her from the car. A little bit of struggling, a little bit of kicking, but in the end she gets out and the demon's dead. And there's just a few things I want to talk about before I'm done. The demon can smash down a door with 3 deadbolts on it, move a bed with a cabinet with a woman on it, but it can't break out of the boot of a tiny shitty car. That makes no sense at all. In the end, we're left with Renee Zellweger sat beside the place where she drowned the demon child. We know it's a demon, but the police don't. Nobody does. The only person that knew is dead. The parents are locked up and they think they're insane. Renee Zellweger essentially has just killed a child put under her care. She's going to prison. It's not a happy ending at all. Though the film does try to put a happy spin on it. Look, the sun's rising. She's just killed a demon. She's going to live happy ever after. But she's really not. It's not going to happen. She was better off just staying in the car and drowning.
Well, that was a silly thing to do, wasn't it?
The fireman with a crazy voice.
Everybody get out okay?
Metal cutlery in a prison. Really? Demons like rap music.
She said she like them dark-skinned, not timid.
Middle-aged white women don't. What happened to that fish? Finally, the world's crappiest wave. But seriously, what happened to that fish?